Howdy ho, neighborinos. Welcome to the Neighbor Ladies. It's episode 3. It's great weather in the neighborhood. It's 65 and sunny here all the time. Actually, it is 65 and sunny outside, or 68 or something like that. Or maybe it's 69. Boom, chicka, whoa. I'm here with my favorite neighbor ladies, Suzanne.
Hi.
Hi, and Karen J.
Hello.
And Boston.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, you guys. Did you see Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about, right? The super tough chick.
Yeah.
The
bad
girl,
ass chick.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
the one that beat the stuffing out of the other gal in like 30 seconds flat.
34 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Whoa. Right. And she's a lot of so she's everywhere. She's everywhere. You see her on the internet. People are either on her phone, the phones, and people are talking about it. And I'm out in the world. I'm a waitress.
Right.
She'll
be doing AT&T commercials.
I know things, right? Yeah. And I walked by a table in my section, and one of these guys was talking about Ronda Rousey, and I happen to like her because when I work out, I'm a weightlifter, so I actually admire her physique quite a bit. Right. I know that it's you have to work hard to attain kind of physical vitality, right? And it's not something like a Kate Moss thing where you just have to smoke and not eat. You have to eat the perfect amount of food, and you have to eat just the right kind of food, and you have to work on it. And I really admire it. She's an elite athlete, and good for her. She's one of those girls. I've got a crush on her, and I'll say this because she's young enough to be my daughter. She's 28. My daughter's 27. My daughter turned 27 last week. So ish. First of all, because she's age inappropriate for me, but.
You're a cougar.
When I say that, I am a cougar. I guess I would, but when I say I have a girl crush on her, it's the kind of a crush. It's on that arc where I want her to succeed because I think if Ronda Rousey succeeds, then all of us are going to do a little bit better in a lot of different things. Even though I'm never going to be, hopefully, in a mixed martial arts emergency. You know what I mean? Like where would that happen? The bank, I imagine. But she's one of my girl crushes. So I was thinking, I want to know who the neighbor lady girl crushes are. Who are your girl crushes? Don't all speak at once.
I like Ruby Rose.
Who's that?
She is. Do you watch Orange Is the New Black?
Oh yeah.
In season 3,
I do.
She is. What's her name's love interest?
Is she the girl with all the tattoos and
yes,
the
she's
hair?
Very androgynous.
Mm-hmm.
She did this public service announcement where she starts out as this very feminine woman, and then she cuts off her hair and she tapes up her chest, and she looks like a boy. And I think that's badass. Like, I don't want to do her, but like, I just admire the shit out of her.
So she's on that.
Just I admire it, and I think she's so fierce.
I don't know her. I'm going to have to look her up.
Have you seen Orange Is the New Black?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen any of the seasons?
No.
There's a lot of girl crushes there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
and
great,
she's
wonderful
just
actresses.
She's gorgeous both ways, androgynous or as a woman.
Or as more of a feminine kind
feminine
of a deal.
and masculine. Yeah. I just think, wow.
We'll show you that YouTube. Or maybe what we can do is we can also because I bet that thing is on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Yes.
We can post that to the Neighbor Lady Facebook page so that people can know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. And then, so sexually, though, I would not, if Angelina Jolie came a knocking, I would definitely let her in.
Mm-hmm.
And also Jennifer Lopez. I don't know why. I just think she's
they
spicy.
exude sex.
Yeah, and she's like sexy and beautiful, I think.
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Just like mathematically, like her face measures up into some
she's so
sort of
symmetrical.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like I bet everything about her is symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't even have like a huge chest, but she's got that great ass. You know what I mean? I know I'm not gay if my son is listening.
This appears to be an ass group tonight. I don't know. It's just something else.
Okay. So
Okay,
that's
well,
my girl
on base.
crushes.
Cruella DeVille.
Glenn Close?
No. Cruella DeVille.
The cartoon?
Cruella
The
DeVille.
cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to help you out here, girl.
I love her. I love her.
You can have real things in life. You don't have to look at cartoons. How do you feel about the Minions?
Oh my God.
Cruella DeVille.
That brings an excellent Have you ever had a crush on a cartoon? I've totally had a crush on a cartoon. Or like those Japanese businessmen that get married to cartoons. How fucking weird is that?
Oh.
Like, and then they marry pillows that have the, seriously, of the print of the cartoon on them. That's a thing in Japan.
It is a thing.
God, why?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, what about Roger Rabbit? That was a pretty weird little movie. Do you remember
With
that?
Madonna.
Yeah.
Madonna was in there. Yeah.
Roger Rabbit?
Roger
Madonna
Ra-
was not in Roger
No,
Rabbit.
She
you're
was.
thinking
Jessica
you're,
Rabbit?
No,
Thinking.
Jessica Rabbit.
Ah.
Okay, was the
okay,
character
so-
in there,
oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, Madonna anyway.
Yeah, Madonna's hot.
So, Suzanne, seriously, is there a real woman out there for you?
What about Madonna?
Yeah.
She's real.
Yeah, Madonna's great.
Yes.
She's
good,
real.
she's good.
Lucinda
If Madonna-
Williams.
If Madonna came,
Lucinda Williams is
Lucinda
pretty
Williams
hot.
is really good.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but like
it's-
one that's your special lady.
Cruella.
Cruella.
I'm telling you.
Tell me. Well, you have to explain the Cruella.
So you like a mean woman, is what you're saying.
I think
So
it's
she would-
Suzanne is
you
a
wanna
secret
be the
sub.
You want to be the submissive, and you want her to just like.
I thought she was just mean to dogs.
I wanted her to take me.
With the 101 Dalmatians?
You want her to. You want her to make you her bitch.
Cruella DeVille says we lose
Oh my
more
God, you have-
women to marriage than war, famine, and disease.
Okay, that's pretty.
How can you not love her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I was just not looking at the words that came out of her, listening to the words that came out of Corella's mouth. I was more upset about her cartoon hair. I think that's where I
love
Kind
her
of
hair.
wild.
Love her hair.
Yeah.
I bought a leopard. I bought a fake leopard coat once at a garage sale, and thinking that fake fur would be warm, and it's never warm.
No.
It just
No.
promises warmth, and
Right.
it's never ever warm. And my
Especially
son,
if you sweat in it.
right, yeah,
that's the worst.
Synthetic,
Yeah.
gross. And my son said to me, he was little at the time, and it was right when that movie came out. And he said, "You look like that woman in that movie." And I said, "Who?" And he said, Cruella DeVille. Yeah, and then I thought maybe I should comb my hair or something. But yeah, okay. So you're going to tell us that's more of an intellectual crush, though. You like
With
what she
Cruella?
said, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think she's hot.
Yeah, okay. And then Lucinda Williams, I believe
Yes.
Lucinda
Yes.
Williams a little bit more, and Madonna.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole list for me. I have an obscure one you guys aren't going to know. Elaine Goodlad. Nope, you'd have to look her up. I'm going to
is
look her up
she?
for you guys. She is a bodybuilder and figure competitor. And if this were Pretend Town, she would be Ronda Rousey's grandmother,
Oh, okay.
right? Because
Okay.
she's within your age bracket.
she is within my age bracket. She's definitely within my age bracket, and she's and she's a grandmother. I'm gonna look up a picture of her on my phone so you guys can see. But I followed her in those magazines for years,
Yeah.
thinking, oh, I want to be your best friend, and then maybe something else too, you know.
I always like Lucy Lawless from.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Spectacular,
Yeah.
Lucy Lawless, and like the promise of something with Lucy Lawless would be, and I think that's what it is with a girl crush, that they'd just be your buddy and you'd be hanging out too,
Right, just
Right?
like her sidekick
like Gabrielle all
was
of us.
just her buddy. Right.
Yeah. What about you, Boston?
I'm still hung up on Cruella DeVille. I can't get over the cartoon. No, I don't know. I really always had a girl crush on Sharon Stone.
Oh,
Really
okay.
enjoyed it. You know, from the moment Fatal Attraction, you know, because I have like a deviant personality, you know. But, you know, she's strong, she's good looking, cut her own hair for a long time. You know, just the real strengths I can admire in a person.
Sharon Stone. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Sharon.
can see it. I can see it.
She's smart, you know.
Yeah.
Very smart. And then I loved her with in that Vegas movie, you know, Casino.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah, you know, what can I say? But younger women, I don't know. I think more Sharon Stone. She's probably, you know, she's a little older than me.
Probably.
Somebody should be. That's good.
Yeah, she looks great though.
Sorry to disappoint. Nothing funny there, but it's just. What can I tell you?
What would you do? What would your date with Sharon Stone be? Here's Elaine Goodlad.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a grandma?
I'm a believer. I'm a believer.
Wow.
I'm
Yep.
a believer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, she's like 50. I'd have to look up on her Wikipedia page, but she's
so
older than I am.
she's putting my bingo wings to shame.
Yeah, those are not bingo wings. Those are most definitely not.
So you need the visual on this, okay? This is a
Bingo.
Miley Cyrus
I
joke.
thought they were bat wings.
Bat wing. No, bingo wings, because you get these from playing bingo when you're a grandmother. Thank
Oh,
you.
you do? Okay.
Anyways,
She's
very cool.
51.
51?
Yeah,
Oh.
she's 51.
Oh,
She's a grandmother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's
Hi,
your?
Elaine. Call me.
That's your sexual crush?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. You know, and then it's like when you're picking a crush in Celebrity Town, you pick somebody that's just a little bit obscure so that no one else will take them in your head,
Right.
even though there's no
Right.
chance. I'm never going to meet Elaine Goodlad. I probably wouldn't be tongue tied if I ever met her. If I
Yeah.
ever happened to, if she were making an appearance at a supplement store or something like that, I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't go. You know, because God knows she's probably got enough of that, right? Being in that industry, but
Yeah.
I would look upon her. I would gaze upon her and smile. I would say, "Ah, yes, well done, well played, well
Yeah.
played, Elaine Goodlad. I'm glad that you're out there." What about guy crushes?
Ooh, Peyton Manning and Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
I've loved him since
I
I
would
was.
never get that from you.
I saw. You know, my favorite movie is Love Actually, where he's like dancing around in his socks. Oh my gosh,
Really?
I just love him, and I totally forgive him for having sex with a prostitute.
Yeah. Who cares?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, and Peyton Manning because I love football.
Well, now, what would your dream date with Hugh Grant be, Karen J?
Oh my god, I don't know if I could even say that on the air.
No, you could say the date part.
The date?
The date,
Oh my gosh,
how
I
it
don't
would
know.
start. You can leave off the.
Oh well, first he'd come up, he'd see me at a comedy show, and he'd ask for my autograph.
That could happen. That
yes,
could happen.
and then and he won't mistake me for Margaret Cho. He'll
No.
be like, "I actually want your autograph." You know, and then he'll like whisk me away on his private jet to France or something.
Nice,
I don't know.
very nice.
Where would you take him on a date if you'd had a date in the Twin Cities? Favorite restaurant?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't take him anywhere. He would take me.
Okay, what hotel would you go to?
Ooh, maybe the W or something.
Yeah, that's a nice hotel.
Somewhere swanky.
You know where else is a nice hotel? The Ivy.
Yeah.
The Ivy's a really nice hotel, and I only say that because I took a tour once when they first opened.
Yeah.
I've never really stayed overnight there, but the rooms were awfully nice, and I stole all the soap. I was on this trip. I was on this tour through the Ivy that was just opening. And it's when I was still drinking, and they had all. Oh Jesus! All right, so here's the thing. So we were getting walked through all of the rooms, right, by this person, and I noticed that all of the rooms were set up. And I always carry a giant bag with me. I always carry a giant. You'll notice.
I know. I need
always-
to start carrying a giant bag
Yeah,
with me too.
because you never
I'm-
know where there's going to be free soap. And they had pretty big sized soaps.
And you are very clean, I might add.
Yes, I am. And I thought it's a hotel, and I thought no, and I just swipe, and I just took all of the soaps. We went through like maybe 10 rooms, and my bag was full of shampoo and conditioner and soap.
She couldn't
I
carry
didn't
it. She
feel
just kept
bad.
kicking it in front of her.
She's going to get her next big bag is going to be on wheels.
I think I still have some moisturizer. That was like 4 years ago. But it smells really good. It's grapefruit scented. So love it. Love it.
I always take the bath towels
Absolutely
because
love it.
they're.
Do you really get charged for those? You
N-
don't
no,
get charged
no.
for them?
What I do is I take them from the pool.
Oh,
Oh,
Because
yeah.
they never
Then
know.
they don't know.
Oh.
This is a smart
Smart.
group. The things I'm learning. Let me take a few notes on that. Wow.
oh my God. Well, I think are we done? Are we done with crushes?
I don't know. I like Ralph Fiennes.
Who's that?
Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He was Voldemort.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Harry Potter crush. thing.
Right, he
Yeah.
was
You're
Voldemort.
very,
There
you're
you
very
go, there
particular
you
too.
go.
You like villains.
What was his
You like
special?
Cruella de Vil and Voldemort? Oh my
Voldemort,
God, Suzanne.
yeah. How close to death are you? Voldemort. My God. So you see a great big light in the sky, you think it's Voldemort?
He was in some other movies too.
You would say, make my vagina into a Horcrux.
Okay. And what would Snape do to you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Snape was pretty cute.
was
I had
cute, yeah.
kind of a weird.
Yeah, I
had
like
a
Snape.
weird-
Yeah.
Only because of what was it? Truly, Madly, Deeply. That movie that he was in, where he was the ghost.
Yes.
Yeah. So many. Why are so many romantic movies that turn men into ghosts? No
Because
pressure.
they're written by
Well,
women.
Why do you think that?
Back
Yeah,
to that
think about it.
figment of your imagination.
I don't have
okay.
to deal with him if he's a ghost.
Right.
That's true. All right. When we come back, more neighbor ladies.
Meet your neighbor lady, Suzanne.
So, who was my first school crush and why? I was thinking about this. It was Andy Tashney, and it was in first grade. And, well, this sort of follows suit. I had a crush on him because he threw a chair at me and gave me a bloody nose.
You like villains.
I do.
You like
I
villains.
do. I like bad boys and girls.
My first school.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J.
My first school crush was Felix Griggs.
Felix.
Who, by the way, happens to be openly gay now.
Yeah.
We dated, but there was never
You're a
any
gay
real,
maker.
Yeah, there was never any real chemistry. Like we'd kiss, but like nothing, you know.
He
But
was
I-
trying.
I liked him because he was just nice to me.
He wanted you to be the soft surface upon which he tried to be heterosexual.
Right. It didn't work.
That happened to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's okay.
He was really cute, and he was like my height, which is rare. And he was.
I know you're really tall.
Yeah, but he was just nice to me. Like when other kids would pick on me, he was nice to me.
Oh, we like Felix.
Yes.
Meet your neighbor lady, Boston.
Well, my first crush was on the boy down the street, and his name was Jim Giovanni, and his mother was a great Italian cook, and that's why I loved Jim for 2 years. It was about the food.
Yeah.
Meet your neighbor lady, Colleen.
My first crush was a boy down the street too. His name was Bobby Tossi, and he looked just like Mark Hamill. He looked like Luke Skywalker, and it was like 1977. It was the same year that Star
Wow.
Wars came out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted him to get a pair of like a white tunic and a belt and pants. Like I just thought he looked just like Luke Skywalker. I thought, man, he's good looking.
Yeah, that'd be hot.
And he had a paper out, so he always had money. And whenever we'd go down to Ed's candy store, he'd always buy everybody like a pixie stick or something.
Aww,
He was super
pixie
sweet too.
stick.
Now she likes
Do you have
him
his
too.
number?
No,
Oh, that's right, Suzanne and the pixie stick.
that's right. Oh, Bobby Tossi. All right, welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. Suzanne,
Yeah.
Karen J,
Hello.
Boston.
Hello.
Hello. We're all still getting to know each other. I mean, we're friends.
Sorta.
Sort of. We live in the same neighborhood. Some of us know each other better than others. But I thought I would just kind of throw some of these out as we get to know each other over the next few shows. I figure there's little questions that you can ask people that it helps you learn a little bit more about them. People always ask each other, what music do you like, or what's your favorite movie?
Right.
But here's what I want to know. If you were a rock star, who would you be?
Oh.
You ever think about that?
Oh,
I was
I
listening
think
to
about
the
it
radio,
all the time.
and
Courtney Love.
would you really want to be
Oh,
Courtney
yeah.
Love?
Courtney Love has the same birthday as me.
Would you sharpen it up a little bit if you were her?
No, I would do it
Do you-
just like she does it.
Really? Should be a hot mess.
She does it.
You would be tweeting with abandon in the middle of the night. You know,
Courtney Love, who said, I don't do drugs because I don't want people to think I've ever done drugs. There you go. Yeah,
She's
there was
so-
something wrong there.
She's so deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I love her. That would be my girl.
she does have a great voice.
She does.
She has a great rock and roll
Yeah.
voice.
And a sense of style, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is a rock star, isn't she?
She's a rock
She is.
star.
She is a rock star.
Yeah.
Love her or hate her, she's a rock star.
She's a rock star.
Because you don't have to like rock stars. I mean, they're not always likable.
No.
Yeah.
And she was great in that movie. the Penthouse movie.
Yeah. She was pretty.
Yeah.
I was sad that she didn't go on to other things
Yes.
after that.
Yes.
And I think that maybe there was a relapse for her.
Yeah. Relapse, and I think there was a food deal going on.
Oh yeah, got
Yeah.
too skinny.
Yeah.
She talks about her food issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what?
Bulimia or what?
Anorexia.
Both.
Yeah.
Both, yeah. When she's been interviewed, she talks a little bit about doing the rehab stint after that, and then
Right.
doing the, kind of that food deal.
But she was
Kind of that
so
food deal.
great in that movie.
Yeah.
Wasn't she?
Yeah, she was spectacular.
Wow.
You expected her to go on and do more things.
Yes.
Maybe she will. She's really not that old,
No.
and she's got the daughter, so who knows?
She was on Empire,
Really?
the show.
That's a recent show, right?
Yeah.
And Courtney Love was on it?
Yeah.
What was her character?
Basically playing herself.
Oh, good. Well, as Courtney Love, like she
Yeah,
walked into the
yeah.
room and said, "Oh, Courtney." Okay, so it was just a cameo.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would be nice if she did something else. She was in Sid and Nancy.
Oh, I remember that.
hmm She
Yep.
was in that like pre-nose job and everything, and she still had a little bit of the baby fat around her, and she was cute as a button,
Yeah.
if scary, like a little alley kid. But
Yeah.
yeah, that is too bad. And I never, let me tell you something. I don't understand bulimia. I feel bad for people that are suffering from it. But once I have something delicious, I'm committed. Like once I,
Yeah.
I'm committed to it.
It's down.
I can do the. I would be more of a Overeaters Anonymous type person. Do you know what I mean? Than a
Yeah.
Yeah.
bulimia type person, because I was reading, what was it? Richard Lewis, who was a comedy crush of mine, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
for a long time, until I started watching him in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Uh-huh.
All of a sudden, no longer a comedy crush.
Right.
Like a little bit of neurotic stuff sounds really fun and urbane.
Right.
And then you watch it for half an hour and you think, I don't know if I could handle a whole life of this.
No kidding.
He seems to be like that all the time. I've
I
never
think he
seen
is.
him like on interviews and stuff. He always seems to be totally neurotic.
And I think he's spectacularly intelligent and a really nice guy, but I couldn't handle it. And I read his biography, and he was talking about his struggles with bulimia. He had bulimia.
Really?
Yeah, and he said he used to get a big bowl of ice cream, and he'd put it in his mouth, swish it around a little bit, and then spit it out in another bowl. And then he'd do that, and that's how he had ice cream.
Would he refreeze it for later?
No.
I'm just thinking recycling,
You're thinking saving money. I'm right with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Make
you
it
go.
into a malt.
What a fun date.
That'd be good. His relationship path has been a little rocky too. So
Well, no, he's been with isn't
A
he been married?
therapist.
A therapist? Well, that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Match made in heaven.
yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. God, I wonder were they
Well,
was
if
she
you are
treating
with,
him?
I think that he's with somebody that has she's got her neuroses and then he's got his, and they balance.
She wants to save him or change him.
Yeah. Or
Yeah, I guess it would be fascinating, wouldn't it? You
Yeah.
would have
I don't want to change or save anyone. Just want somebody already fixed.
yeah. I'm not coming.
know?
I'm not coming on
They
the
don't
date.
come that way.
Yeah, I'm not bringing that toolbox to fix you on the first date. Okay. There you
Have
go.
you ever done that though? Have you ever
Oh, sure. When
gone
I was
in
younger,
thinking that you're going to fix somebody?
Sure.
What did you try to fix?
Everything.
Really? Did you try to fix somebody's the way they dressed?
No, I was never that shallow. Mm-hmm. Maybe just like, maybe like change their viewpoints. Like if somebody's really conservative, maybe change their viewpoints to be more
Oh yeah, that's a dead
open-minded.
end.
Have
you ever been on the other side of it when somebody's tried to fix you?
Oh yeah.
Hello, I
Yeah.
am with the Mexican. That's all he does is try to fix me.
No way.
Yep.
He's wrong.
He's so
I know.
Let me
wrong.
just say that he's wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I know.
Mexican, you're wrong.
Big time.
Yep.
I was I had a long-term relationship with a guy that if he didn't like certain things that I wore, all of a sudden they would disappear. I had a favorite gray hat. It was felt. I loved it. It was like the perfect hat for me for fall. It
Yeah.
didn't cover my ears, but I liked it and I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
And we were out on a date, and he said, take that silly hat off. Take that silly hat off. And I said, why? I love this hat. It's, and he said, doesn't even cover your ears. Just take it off. Take it off. It's bothering me. And I said, oh, okay. And then by the next year, we were moved in together and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it was gone.
Yep.
My
That's what
favorite
they're
hat.
like. Don't live
so
with them.
I have never thrown away clothes like somebody's clothes. You
Yeah,
know what
he-
I mean?
he does
I've
that to me,
hated
too.
like stained T-shirts or ripped things, or
Yeah.
but I've said, oh, let me get you a new one.
I
you know,
have.
you have.
Oh God, yeah.
You've changed for someone?
No, I mean I've thrown clothes away. Isn't that what we were saying?
Yeah.
Of theirs?
Oh yeah.
Do you ask permission first? Or
No.
Did you say, hey, I'm going to do a little...
No, they just go. They disappear,
Oh.
and then it's like, what happened to? And I don't know.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
What did you throw away?
Oh well.
I can't believe you did that.
Well,
See, this just
Are
proves
you-
women can be abusers too.
Are you still with that person?
we don't live together, Karen. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for 10 years.
But
Yeah.
but
mean
what did you
Boston?
throw away?
And he'd get very upset. Well, his jeans, you know. I mean, it was time.
The ones with the holes in the butt? And he just hoped the underwear covered the rest?
because he wore underwear. Yes.
Oh,
when
okay.
he wore
Well,
underwear.
yeah.
I understand why you did it. You really
Yeah,
you
certain
helped
things
him.
like that. Certain things
Right.
like that. If
Right.
if
Yeah.
somebody's, about to flash the neighbors, maybe, but
But how would you have felt if he had done that to you?
I don't care. I'm that shallow.
Are you? Well, at least awareness is the first step.
have you guys ever been with somebody that thought you were stupid?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Didn't last long though.
Yeah.
Really?
Dump that bastard. Oh, excuse me.
No, that's okay.
Oh my
You can
god.
say whatever
Oh
you
my
want.
god. She said the B word.
You can say whatever
Bastard.
you want.
Oh my gosh. I actually heard from him on Facebook about 2 weeks ago.
What
too. It
happened?
was great. He contacted me. He says, Karen, I know it's been a long time. And I'm like, whoa. And I said, honey, come here. I invited my husband to see it because you share everything if you're in a great relationship. And I said, remember this guy? I just wanted to apologize to you. I'm now in a 12-step program.
Oh, that's nice.
And I said, okay.
Good.
I said, this is good. Okay, I'm going to. And my husband said, hey, why don't you read this in private? He's giving you a chance here. And it was kind of cool. But I don't know. He just called me stupid and said, you shouldn't be doing comedy and you shouldn't be waitressing and you shouldn't be doing this. And I was in my mid-20s and it's like, first of all, no one could tell me anything. I'm getting kind of serious, you guys.
That's all right.
But anyways.
Go ahead.
And he said he didn't like anything about me. You know what I mean? But yet he wanted to be with me all the time. And
See, that's how I feel. That's how I feel too.
Yeah, and it's just like I said to him, I go, you just like have to go away because, go find something else. But I sent him. My reply to him was, I'm so happy that you found some peace and that life is going well for you. But you don't owe me an apology. Just keep on doing the great things that you're doing, and I wish you nothing but happiness. And I kept him as a friend on Facebook, so that was kind of cool. And I shared it with my husband because, we all knew, it was a bunch of us that all knew each other, so it was kind of cool.
Nice.
Needless to say, I broke up with that guy and found my husband. So,
Did
but,
it take you a while to come to your senses, or how long were you in the relationship where he was saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that"?
18 months.
So that's
18
a
months. It was a
significant
long
amount of time.
And I drank very heavily during that 18 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you were unhappy
That
with
helped.
yourself.
It helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, you're going through this phase, but it was really interesting because when I first got the little notification on Facebook, I was like, the same gut feeling. Oh my God, what does he want? What is he gonna say? It's so weird how that can come back so fast,
Right.
decades later.
Yes.
Yeah, body memories.
500 years. Yeah, it was pretty good. Anyways, I'm happy for him. But we were talking about if you were a rock star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now I got to tell you, I two thoughts on that.
You ever date a rock star?
Well, in my mind, I did. And that's quite the problem.
Isn't that what we're talking about? In your mind?
yeah, in
Yeah.
my mind. No,
Cool.
seriously. And I love the Ramones. I mean, I went to every Ramones concert I could find. 1983 First Avenue, I was 10. And I just loved Joey Ramone. I mean, I know he was supposed to be a drug addict, rock and roller. And everybody I dated and even married looked something like Joey Ramone.
So you would be him?
No. I think it was just one of those deals where I wanted to hang out with him. It's like hanging out with that comic Emo Phillips. You're just not really sure who he really is. And then, but a riot and an intellectual thrill. But then, female-wise, Joan Jett. Joan Jett.
oh,
And
yeah.
Joan
Yeah.
Jett.
honest to God,
Yes.
love her. She's the girl crush. She's the
Yes.
rock star. Who would I be?
I served her at Joe's Garage.
Oh my God, how did you just not? Wow.
I just smiled. She was very nice.
Yeah,
She smiled back.
yeah.
She's a vegetarian. It was in her platinum blonde short hair phase.
Oh yeah.
So kind of around the time that she did a remake of Real Wild Child.
Right.
Yeah. And boy,
Yeah.
you know, everybody just shook. You can't. She's so unmistakably her.
Yes.
Everybody just stared, and the whole place got quiet, and which must happen to her all the time.
All the time.
That would be bad.
I always get her and Pat Benatar mixed up.
Yeah.
Pat
It would be
Benatar's
easy.
got the big choppers.
Yeah.
You know, she's
Yeah.
got that opera, and she is opera trained, but she's got a
Yeah.
you know kind of big front teeth, and
Yeah.
she's got that operatic range that
Yeah.
Joan Jett does not. Joan Jett
Yeah.
growls. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I met once? I had the opportunity to go to a party for the Under the Cherry Moon movie that Prince did.
Really?
And I got invited. Some friends of mine were at a radio station. I was doing comedy, and we all went, and it was just a riot. And one of the nicest rock stars there, I said hi to Prince, but I was more interested in Shayna Easton. She's an absolute doll, and just had a great time. And she went out on the dance floor at the little palace out there in Chanhassen that Prince had, his recording studio. Just absolutely a sweetheart. Like she's just she could be a neighbor lady. She's like one of the chicks.
Sheena Easton.
Was she Australian
Yeah,
or
she is,
New Zealand or?
She's from
The
England.
Morning Train girl?
From England, Morning Train.
Yeah.
And she's your height, maybe shorter.
Okay.
Karen J. Such a petite flower, the two of you. Anyways, there's another girl crush I have too. She's very tiny. But what a voice.
So
And,
Boston
yeah.
is actually maybe bi. She's got a lot of girl
I know.
Well,
she does. Yeah.
Well,
is
you know,
okay.
as my grandmother would say, these are women that you admire. Need
Sure.
not go further.
Oh my God.
I talked to her tonight too. We won't talk about my grandmother. She rocks it. She's amazing. 98 years old. She starts every conversation with me. She says, "Hey, look, I know you're not an atheist. I still am. So, calm down." Anyways, back to those rock stars.
Yeah. So I would be. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would be Missy Elliott.
She's
Or-
badass.
Oh,
Or
Yeah.
MC Light, but probably Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott is badass.
Yeah. I love her. Not like I want to sleep with her.
Get your
Just that.
freak on.
No, I just love her. I think she's great.
No, that's the song she
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
right? One of those.
One of 'em, yeah.
She's
Do you just imagine yourself on stage with her, though? I mean, I take the whole scenario like I'm on stage with Pat Benatar.
No, I
Joan
would just be.
Jett.
I would be her if I could. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a rock star. When I was like in elementary school,
Sure.
I used to like put my stuffed animals on my bed and I would pretend to be a rock star.
Were you ever in a band?
No,
No. I was in a band.
really.
I was in a band in junior high and high school. We were called TNT. Stop, I know. And it was with the neighbor kids. It was Dale Kruger, Tony Camrath, Tommy Ferletti, and me.
Yeah.
Was the front gal.
Heavy
Yeah.
metal?
Singer. No, we did covers. No surprise there. I sang I Love Rock and Roll. Here was a big
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
I Love Rock and Roll. Living After Midnight by Judas Priest.
Sure.
There you go.
And Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. That was a big set that we had, and we performed. I think I was in 8th grade, and we performed at our old grade school. We went back and performed on the last day of school, and there's
Okay.
pictures of it somewhere. I wore black jeans and blinding white Nike high tops,
Oh, high tops.
and a black and white horizontal jail T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I had feathered roach clips in my hair. So my hair was huge. It was
That's
absolutely
awesome.
huge. I did look great.
I
I
used-
will
I used
say
to
that I
sing-
looked at myself in the mirror and I
used to
thought
sing at
I looked like
talent
a
shows,
rock
though.
star.
I'd sing
Yeah.
at talent shows, and I love karaoke.
What would you sing?
What would I sing? Well,
Yeah.
I sang the Whitney Houston song "Greatest Love of All" at my church talent show.
Did you cry?
No,
That
but I got like a standing ovation.
that's a hard
right.
song.
Like
to
I was
sing.
in this church choir. I mean,
So you guys, we got some secret talent here I didn't know about.
Yeah.
The singers in the
Yeah.
group. So Suzanne, do you sing?
Not at all.
Okay, so I would have to be, if we do a rock group, girls, I would have to be the Susan Day from the Partridge Family with the that little tambourine.
No, Susan Day was the keyboardist.
Oh, who did the
He
tambourine?
was the redheaded little kid.
Oh, the little yeah,
The little
that's
kid
better
at the
for me.
tambourine.
Susan Day didn't really play.
Didn't she?
No, nobody did except Shirley Jones and David Cassidy.
Cassidy.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All this talk of crushes is making Grant hot.
Yeah.
He's taking his shirt off.
Hey, I did see David Cassidy live, though, out at Mystic Lake with my sister. That was a thrill. I have to say, we were the youngest people in the audience. And we sat in the wheelchair section because the cheaps were free. Seats was free. It was so much fun. And then old ladies throwing panties at David Cassidy.
Old
really
ladies.
Well, at
old
least they
ladies.
were dry.
I'm talking 75 and 80. That his fans.
Throwing depends at him.
We're talking, those are big. They hit that guy. They were on the floor. They had to bring out a guy to get rid of the panties. I mean, it was.
That's funny.
And then this one lady sitting next to me, she's in a wheelchair. She can barely move. And she says, would you toss these for me? And I said, no. I'm not tossing these. Well, my sister said, I'll toss them for $10. And she did. $10. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
and the lady next to me could barely move. And she says, I've been following David all around the country on the Blue-Haired circuit, and he does Vegas, and we all just go. And I said,
Good for
what do you
him.
do? I said, you guys are a riot.
You know,
Anyways, he's great.
Good
he's
for him.
Great showman, great performance. And
I always wonder about those teen crushes.
Like Rick Springfield.
Well, I actually,
yeah.
he.
Mickey Dolenz.
Oh, the monkeys, man.
You know
He's
what?
the last one.
You guys,
The last
I met Mickey Dolenz.
Did you?
I met Mickey Dolenz and he asked me out for a drink. Yeah.
Well, who could blame him?
Did you go?
No,
Oh.
I didn't go, but I wanted to
Yeah.
because he was, and I emailed with him and I saved the email. And I can't say anymore, but he has.
You, of all people, can't say anymore.
No, I can't say anymore because I feel bad because he was always my favorite monkey
Yes.
because he was
Yes.
the funny one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
opinion, he had the best voice. Second
Yes.
best voice would have been
Peter.
Peter, I
Davy
guess,
Jones?
was more of a musician, but I liked Michael Nesmith. I actually just listened. You'll never get. I mean, now, okay. All right, everybody. Michael Nesmith. He's the guy with he was the monkey in the stocking cap. I listened to one of his albums the other day, like a full-on folk album. And you know what? It was pretty good. I'm not going to say it was great. It was just pretty good. But Mickey Dolenz, Circus Boy, was, pretty compelling to me, even as an older gentleman.
Yes.
Because I thought, I thought, oh my God. And I could just see him in his prime at 26 or
Yeah.
however old he was. And I thought, I was a little bit drunk. We were in Toronto at a comedy festival.
Right.
And I thought I could probably, it came through my mind. Okay. And I know that we've all had this thought as women. I thought I could sleep with him. I
Did
bet
he
it
have
wouldn't
hair?
take much. Yeah, he had hair.
And nobody would
He
know.
was the cutest one. He looked
I
just
thought-
like a monkey.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought nobody would know, but I thought
did.
I would do it and it where he would let me. Do you know what I mean? Like I thought this is clearly why he is talking to me. I was sitting at the bar and I turned around and it's like, shit, it's Mickey Dolenz. And I thought, oh, I could probably go to his hotel room.
Mom had not
And then I would
prepared
be-
you for moments
right.
like that.
And
yeah.
I thought, and it was just, I thought, I don't think I can. I don't think I want to have that story. I think I want to have the story of where I say no.
Here
And
we come.
yeah, exactly.
Walking down the street.
It just would have been too many illusions shattering.
Yeah.
Folks, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want any of my illusions to be shattered.
Right.
No, you
We'll
got to
put it
keep
that
that
way.
dream, keep that vision.
Exactly.
He's a hero for you.
Kind of.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
I interviewed Coolio for True Magazine.
Did you?
Yeah. This was like just in the last couple of years. And he invited me back to his hotel room for an exclusive. And I was like, no, I'm working. I can't.
Oh.
But I'm telling you, like, I've always liked him. And he's so cool in person too.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a nice guy.
And you know how like sometimes you like have crushes on people or you admire them and then you meet them and they're total dicks? Mm-hmm. He's not like that at all. He's so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, even though he's cool, like with Mickey Dolenz, I thought, and I'm sure I would be one of many.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
yeah, of
sure
course.
if it wasn't me that just happened to be at the bar, that just happened to be at that time of night, you know what I mean? I'm
Right.
sure it would be somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know, I had no illusions about that. But I just didn't want to be
Yeah.
part of that group. You know what I
Right.
mean? I thought, no. But yeah, I'm sure it doesn't mean he's a bad guy.
No.
No.
I mean, he's like, what, 51? I think.
Oh, spring chicken these days.
But I mean, he's old. Kinda.
Coolio
But
is
he's
old.
Watch it.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, he still looks good. And I might have gone if I hadn't been on the job and he hadn't been talking about his gassy stomach all night.
That's always attractive, isn't it? That's
was
how
like,
you can
yeah.
tell a guy or a woman is over 40. You know what I
my
mean?
God.
It's like flatulation is the topic of conversation.
Have
or
you
they're
ever-
Or
going,
constipation.
Yeah.
or you're with a bunch of women. Is this happening to you guys? Where 4 of you have to go to the bathroom where you're going to leak? I mean, I'm like, do you have to share? I mean, really, is nothing sacred anymore? And then my friends will look at me and like, this doesn't happen to you? I go, well, I'm not posting it on Facebook. Thank you, you leakers. And there's my wine for the week.
One of the last times I
Maybe
drank
maybe we can get a sponsor for Depends.
like
That would be great.
2.5 years ago, right? Okay, so it's like because by the way, you guys, I'll have been sober for 2 years tomorrow.
Yay!
All right.
Thank you. August 6th, right? But 2.5 years ago, I wasn't sober. And I was out with my girlfriend Karen and my friend Crazy Roxanne, and we went out to the rail station.
Okay.
You know where that is? That bar?
Yeah.
And we were dressed up, but I have a boyfriend, and I wasn't, and it's nice to get flirted with to a point.
Yep.
And then I just am not interested in it anymore.
Right.
And I was really interested in hanging out with my girlfriend Roxanne and my girlfriend Karen, both of whom were single. And this guy starts hitting on me, right? And I just thought, and I was just the perfect amount of drunk, right? It was like actually one of the last night. It's one of the last nice drunks I had. No hangover the next day, right? And so I remember it fondly. But this guy was hitting on me, and so I just thought, I wonder what I could say to him to make him go away. And I just said, and I just looked at him and said, I just can't give you my number. And he said, why? And I said, because I have a diseased vagina. And he said, what? And I said, I know I look super healthy. And I know, and I said, it's not, and I said, no. Please don't feel bad because it's not fatal. It just really smells. Oh my God. And he starts laughing and he's laughing because at this point he thinks he thinks I'm fucking with him, right? And then I'm super, and I go, Roxanne, tell him about my smelly vagina, right? And she comes in, she goes, oh my God, and she's like, because she's been my best friend for 20 years, she's like, no, dude, this is bad, it's bad.
We're talking fish here, is
Right,
what you're
right,
saying.
bad, it's bad. No, and then she starts going off about it, but it was so funny. And then, but then he thought we were so funny, right? So I started giving him other reasons, and I said, well, and I said, I can't sleep with you because I have inverted nipples, and when I get excited, they pop out, right? But they pop out about 1.5 inches. And there's a little bit of hair on them.
Oh my God, it gets worse.
And it's very mammalian. It's almost like it's kind of like they're rough like armadillo hide, And I just started making shit up, and it was so much fun to not give a shit about this guy and what he thought of me and how he was assessing me, and just say just terrible, terrible things to get him to go away. Right? God, it was good. And he just kept buying us beer. He thought it was awesome. And then he was like, no, he was laughing. And I go, Roxanne, tell him about my armadillo inverted nipples. And she's like, oh, yeah. They're like, and they pop out. And she's like, yeah, they do. And I said, and the hair. And she's like, oh, yeah. And it's like, the hair is like wispy. It's just like, it's not.
Oh, God, it's not even soft. Jeez.
Yeah.
You killed this guy.
Yeah. What were you talking about? Oh, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I'm just envisioning your nipples right now.
We're going to take
She
a
wants
break.
to see your tits.
Wait a
now.
minute, we were talking
They're
about
not
rock
like that,
stars,
by the way.
weren't
We were. When we're going to come back, we're going to talk about something else. You're listening to the Neighbor
we?
Lady.
Famous world leaders.
Yeah.
Meet your neighbor lady, Suzanne.
What was my first job? It was in an ice cream parlor.
An ice cream parlor?
Farrell's.
Oh, Oh my God!
Yes, and where they had the gastronomical delicatessen Epicurean Delight.
Did you have to make the giant mountain of
Yes.
many flavored things?
Yes, it was very fun.
How
Loved
many
it.
syrups were on that deal?
And people didn't, spit it back. They ate it.
they swallowed.
Yeah, they swallowed.
Good.
Meet your neighbor lady, Karen J.
My first job where I was actually paid money that I got to keep was when I was 14. I got hired as an assistant manager at an upscale clothing store called Alexia Natural Fashions.
Whoa! My assistant manager immediately.
Yep.
At 14?
Yeah, I was very mature, pseudo mature for my age.
Very nice.
So
Meet your neighbor lady, Boston.
Wow, well, my first job was at the town beach in the kids program in charge of theater, arts, and crafts with 2 other junior high students where we tormented young adults and other children. But they kept hiring us year after year after year. It was a lot of fun.
What was your favorite craft?
Oh, I liked felt puppets with those wacky eyeballs that you glue on. And then we would have the kids collect pine cones and attach them to the felt and glue it. Oh, God, it was a fun summer.
Meet your neighbor lady, Colleen.
My first job was as a verifier for the St. Paul Pioneer Press, and it's where I honed my public speaking skills because I would say, "Hi, this is Colleen from the St. Paul Pioneer Press and Dispatch. I'm calling to see if your paper is ready." Yep, that was it. Welcome back. You're listening to the Neighbor Ladies. So it's kind of it was Obama's birth. Thanks, Obama. It was Obama's birthday the other day. Did you guys do anything special?
Yesterday, Tuesday. Woo!
I sent him a card.
Did you?
I
bet he
signed that
gets
card.
cards.
I signed that card.
You
2 or
sent
3
him a
cards.
card, or
2
you
or
sent him
3
an
cards.
e-card?
An e-card.
No, I sent him a card.
Did you really?
Wow.
Oh, was it a singing card?
No, it wasn't a singing card. It was a romantic card.
So the real crush comes to light here. It's not Corella DeVille. It's Barack for you. Suzanne, we're getting to know
He is
you,
handsome.
girl.
Oh, he's very handsome.
Yeah.
And smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be quiet. It's the neighbor.
I don't know what to say.
You don't know
I
what-
mean, he's not my crush.
He's not. No. We weren't talking about crushes anymore.
okay.
We were just.
Favorite world leaders.
Favorite. Yeah. Who's your favorite world leader? Like
It would
ever?
have to be JFK.
Really?
Yep.
How much of that do you think is myth? Because you weren't around for it. You know. Like, how old are you again?
Really, Colleen?
I always forget. I always think. First of all, I always think
43.
you're-
43.
Yeah, and you are younger than I am. You're
Yeah.
4 years younger than I am, but I always think that you're 20 years younger than I am
Oh.
because you look so. You do. You look so much younger. So
Well, I like him because he had a lot to do with the civil rights movement, and also he basically created the Peace Corps. And he's handsome, and it's not to like
kind of
about JFK.
kind of devilish.
I don't
Kind
know.
of devilish.
Kind of devilish. I
Yeah.
think you do have to be kind of devilish
You do.
if you're a politician.
Absolutely.
And he had an affair with Marilyn Monroe.
There you go. He wasn't a dummy.
She got the raw deal on that one.
I know, but like I would if I was him, I would.
Yeah.
That's true.
Michael
would.
Moore. It's my world leader.
Michael Moore.
Yeah.
The filmmaker.
Yes.
Oh, I guess he could be.
Yeah.
I go like a mover and shaker.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a politician.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
He'd be great.
does he have follow through? What's he up to now?
Oh, I think he's probably already got his chair planted in front of the television for the little debate tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I follow him on Twitter. Sometimes he says
Michael
some
Moore.
interesting things.
He
Yeah.
says a lot of interesting things.
Wow.
Yeah.
If we're doing that, I'm saying Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart.
God damn,
Oh
he's
my
hot.
God, I love
he's
him.
great,
I
Jon
love Jon
Stewart.
Stewart.
Yeah. Now,
Oh,
wasn't
my
his
God.
last show this week?
Is it?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
even want to
so.
think about it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about him going away.
And Stephen Colbert, too. I like him, too.
But he's coming back.
Yeah.
Right.
He's coming back, and he's going to do such a great job.
Yeah.
They couldn't have picked a better successor for Letterman. They really
know.
couldn't have. I mean, already. Have you seen the teaser videos for Colbert?
No.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
He grew a beard, and
It's good.
it was a big deal.
I
with
love
his
Jon
beard.
Stewart, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And did anyone ever see the movie that he took time off to make, Rosewater?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I wonder what he's going to do. Because he's such a young man. He says, "Oh, I'm going to spend time with my family," but a guy like that,
Yes.
you know,
No,
you're going to want to
he's-
work. He's going to
up
want to do
something.
other things.
Don't
Yeah.
you think
So?
he's up
He's
to
gonna get-
something?
he's
He's
gonna
got
get
something
something.
going.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
He's got projects on the back burner he's dying to do. I mean, he just has. You just sense that kind of energy when he's in his eyes when he says he's leaving. Yeah. I can't wait to see what he does. I really can't. I think it's going to be good. Now, did you guys like Craig Ferguson at all?
Yes.
on the
I
late
love
night show? I
him.
loved
I
him.
love
You
him.
know,
yeah.
I never got into him.
Yeah, I really enjoy. I mean, he just seemed to have a great show, a lot of talent, and I'll be curious to see what he does too. But he's not the world leader for me. I
Well,
mean,
Okay.
Who's your
Doesn't
world
he-
leader?
Right.
He does that celebrity game
yeah, he's got a celebrity game show thing too,
Yeah.
like Jane Lynch, which is yeah, I mean, it's nice, but I like Jane. I'd love to see Jane Lynch just do an hour and a half of stand up. She could be a girl crush for me, but we've already talked about that. Favorite world leader. I mean, I was probably a little kid when JFK died, and growing up in New England, everybody loved the Kennedys, even if they were Republican
Right.
to a degree. And I had an aunt who was a ceramics person, and every family got a bust of JFK after he died that was made in her arts and crafts area by her class, and many of us still have them today. So I will try for one of our shows in September to locate the JFK bust that belongs in my family unit and bring it back from Boston because I'm
How
going
big
in a
is
few
it?
weeks. Let me just say, if you put it on the top of your TV, that's all you see. It's like this big. It is. And I think some of my aunts were known to rub the head every once in a while. I'm not too sure on that. But so I have to say, I was locally for a world leader. I really loved Paul Wellstone, I got to
Yes.
say. And
Yes.
I don't know. I just thought the world of that guy, maybe because of the bus, because of his wife, because his kids went to school, locally. That he was such a great guy. And I don't know, that's a more serious subject, but God, world leaders, I just feel so out of touch. I liked Margaret Thatcher. She hasn't been around for 2 decades, I mean, what do you think, guys? Yeah. How
I don't
is
know.
the
I'm
world
still stuck
going?
on that Paul Wellstone. That was
That was a tough one,
wow. That was
Yeah.
a tough one.
And that was
Yeah.
2002 that he died. But when you think about it, somebody that had such a profound effect.
He didn't die. He was killed.
You
Do
think
you
it was a
believe
plot?
that?
I definitely believe that.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yes.
Tell
Yeah,
me.
It probably won't come out till we're really old, but
Do you think the plane was fixed?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because they had
Absolutely.
flown in many ice storms before.
I mean, think of who he was running
Yeah.
against.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah.
Norm Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. And he's done so much since then, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting. Boy, Suzanne, you've got the political insight. I see your beat coming right up. Very good.
Locally, do you have any political crushes? Mark Dayton's pretty cute.
I like Mark Dayton.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, just on a physical level.
Isn't he single
Cute.
too? He's
Uh-huh.
done with 2 wives now.
Yeah, and sober. He's sober.
Yeah.
He's
Suzanne,
sober,
what's
too?
Your,
Yes.
Yeah, what's your situation? You really got the guy living someplace else? Because I saw. Did
She
you
does
see
have a
the-
guy living
Did you
someplace
see the
else.
twinkle when we said Mark Dayton after Paul Wellstone? I can feel the energy when we said Mark Dayton. We may drive by the governor's mansion after the show. I hear he's in town.
Need help decorating that for the holidays?
I'll hang those lights.
I wonder if he gets hit on.
Oh, all the time.
Do you
I'm
think
sure.
Mark Dayton gets hit on?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, ladies. If you saw, okay, let's talk about something though.
He's
he
cute,
was
but
on
he
the
kind of
news.
looks like an underwear model from JCPenney.
Yes. Okay, but he remember
Or
though,
Montgomery Wards
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they were.
The
Yeah,
polyester
because it's
knit
like
pants
it's
Monday night on the news. Come on, I got to interrupt. The polo shirt tucked into the pants. Who tucks a polo into the pants?
Yeah. I don't know.
So your belly can be hugged like the keg of life. You know? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I was waiting for them to show a shot of his ankles because he was wearing floods. Who dressed him? You know? Unbelievable. Even my husband noticed. You know? He's like, God, what's going on with Mark? I said, he looks like he was camping in a tent and he ran to the event and grabbed the microphone. You know? He is kind of a low energy guy, and they say he battles, you know, a little bit of depression. And I'm thinking maybe they could, for the next election, up the energy in that pill just a little bit. Maybe I'll send that into the campaign.
Yeah, you could get
But
some
you
of those
lit up
B12
like a light
shots
bulb,
that
man.
JFK liked.
Let's go back to this for Suzanne. I see something there. What's your... Does your husband have a phone number? We'll get this handled later. Thank you. So world leaders, I mean, I was quizzing myself thinking about this as we're talking. I don't even know who the Prime Minister of England is right now. I couldn't tell you. Isn't that awful? Or France. I feel uneducated. I'm going to have to spend some time this week, you know, having a son that's a history major, you know,
Right.
who runs around the house reading Smithsonian and quizzing me on it. I fail miserably. Maybe I better just up the ante there, you know? Read
You
a
might
little
want
bit.
to. Yeah,
Okay,
you're
thanks.
not going to get it at the debate tomorrow night.
I'm admitting.
No one knows
No,
what's
I
going
mean,
on.
the debate. Yeah. We're going to live for the commercials for that debate. Hey, how many Whig commercials do you think there'll be tomorrow
Whig?
night? Is it Trump on the debate?
That's his real hair.
That's his real hair?
It's
Well,
just like frosting.
It is like
You know how you
frosting.
make-
I know.
No,
It's
it's
a
like cotton
comb-over.
candy.
Cotton candy. There you
But
go
it
again.
is
with
his
your-
real hair, though. It is his real hair.
A comb over with 4 strands. Come on. Get a wig, bucko.
He probably has hair plugs.
No, he could.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, he might.
I mean, what's his face? Sean Penn got him, and
Yeah.
because he used to be all the way bald, and now
Yeah.
he's got a full head of hair.
Yeah.
And certainly, if Sean Penn can afford it, Donald Trump can afford it. He's
Right.
just committed to that look.
I know.
He's super committed to that look.
He should be committed for that look and so many other things.
Oh, man. And the amount of delusion. I mean, and you can really judge somebody on their physical appearance at that point, because the amount of delusion that it would take to find the hair acceptable and to just keep going, that it's, you know, with the auspice that it's not a comb over.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
not hiding anything. This is my hair. You know, what else would he be willing to hide? What other? Do
you remember
what other sort of financial bald spots would he be willing to hide?
Do you remember Gorbachev, the Russian leader that
Oh,
had
yes.
the map of the
With the
world
Kurt
on his head? It was
Weinstein.
a,
Yeah.
Right.
Wonder what's under there for Trump. Do you suppose it's like a dollar bill tattoo that he had put on his head and he's got a comb over on it? It was a drunken bender in Atlantic City.
I don't think we want to know.
We don't
No,
know.
we don't.
Hey, you came in today and you were talking about you had a pool party, no, you didn't have a pool
My
party.
neighbor,
Your neighbor
lady,
had a pool party.
Oh my God! One of our gals in the burbs had 150 people at the pool party, and that was Saturday night. And she does not tell the rest of the neighbors, the other 30 houses that back up to her avenue of life. And
What
God,
kind
it
of
was
a pool
exciting.
party was it?
Well, we're not sure. It started at 5 o'clock on Saturday, and it was kids all over the place. My one neighbor who her yard is right next to hers, counted 60 kids in the pool area. Okay, and
Well, the
we
thing
have.
is just solid urine.
Well, that's
it's
what
just
I
a-
was thinking.
just
I
a
mean,
big
I mean,
piece-icle.
they should have
Yes.
a gun where they're just shooting those chlorine pellets right in the pool. You know, come on, everybody. It's don't drink the water. Definitely don't drink it. But they seem to be oblivious to the extra cars on the street and stuff like that. And when people were going to their cars, we saw 3 or 4 adults get in the car, texting and driving as they're leaving the curb.
60
Huh.
kids.
60 kids in the pool.
60 kids, and that's a huge pool.
That's
and
a
then,
huge,
and then they
no,
just-
no, it's not a huge pool. That's the point. It's like wall to wall kids. Now, how did I know this? If I live 3 houses down at the top of the hill on the other side, we decide. I'm dead sober because I don't drink anymore, thank God. And me and my friend, who has asked me not to name her, and another friend, I gathered my.
Michelle, who has asked me not to name her.
Yeah.
That's her name.
That's her name. I'm sorry. Anyways, there were 3 of us, and we put on our best shorts and tank tops, and we took Nerf guns and went to the pine trees and just started shooting people in the pool.
You went to the
It was
grassy
so much
knoll.
fun, the grassy knoll, yeah. And we had 2 kids that we knew who saw us doing it that were friends of ours, and we just had them pick up the pellet guns and bring them back to us. And then finally, I just started walking up the sidewalk and would aim my gun. Nobody turned me in, and I would say to the drivers, "Do you know that kids live in this neighborhood?" They were just tearing around right off the curb. One woman was like texting, like I said, and driving away, texting. I don't know what she had on
Didn't
the
they just
steering
pass
wheel.
a recent rule about
Oh,
that,
yeah. Yeah.
or a law here,
Yeah.
like in town that it's super? Now you'll really get in trouble.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Now I should say we waited probably 4 hours till 9:30. This party had been going on quite a while before we started our antics, and we figure we got away with that because no adult was sober,
Right.
and the kids just who are the neighbors shooting the Nerf guns? This is so exciting.
So the people just dropped all their kids off, and
took off.
and took off, and then maybe about 10 adults were left
Maybe
behind.
10 or 15 adults, yeah, by the time we were through. So this was a huge party. So I don't know what happened, but in our neighborhood, they have one of those speed detectors that the police park in front of your house so that you can,
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
we got 2 or 3 of those now on different parts of the neighborhood this week. So some complaining must have happened. Big doings in the suburb. We're there solving world peace and world hunger with Nerf guns, just absolutely.
And pool parties.
Is she your favorite
So
neighbor?
deep. No. My girlfriend, the 2 other ladies, they're my favorite neighbors. I was just shocked she didn't tell us. She never tells us
She never
anything,
invited you
yeah.
to the party.
No, I never get invited to her house.
Were you
Ever.
you were just upset she didn't tell you she was having the party?
Oh, God, no, I'm not upset. No,
Oh.
not at all.
You don't feel left out?
No, because she doesn't like the political signs I post in my yard.
Oh,
But we're friends on Facebook.
okay.
She takes pictures of the signs that I put in my yard on Facebook and
And
puts
then
an X
refutes
through them. Photoshops an
Does she
X
really?
through them.
Oh, that's funny.
It's good. Yeah. But she does call me and include me in events like when 5 or 6 of us are going to go in on like a whole cow and get beef and bring the fresh beef home.
God,
That's
So,
nice of her.
It's very nice.
so
yeah,
you
she's a-
could sell her some of that caribou. Or
I could, yeah.
Yeah.
I could.
Caribou.
Or not caribou. What was it? Cameron.
Cameron, yeah.
Cameron.
Cameron's coffee that I
Yeah.
got, yeah.
So, I think we were off air when you were telling us about the Cameron coffee.
God, I got so excited about a coupon because I'm so cheap. The Cub book this week, Cameron coffee for $4.99, 12 ounces ground in a bag. Okay, so I had
But there was a limit, right?
there was 6. There was a limit. So I drove to 4 Cubs and got 24 bags. I'm such a criminal. And
Because you think people would know you.
they would. I'm famous. Seriously. Wouldn't you, along with every blonde-haired, blue-eyed person in Minnesota, they're
Right.
going to know who I am.
Right.
I drive up in my 2003 Chrysler minivan with the push-down little buttons, and I'm just, they know I'm coming. That camera outside a Cub. Here
Wait.
comes the coffee witch.
It's not illegal to go to different Cubs and use the coupon.
Have you done
Well,
it
no,
too?
But she sells them on eBay.
I could sell them on that Facebook
That's not
page.
illegal either, is it?
The garage sale online.
Is it?
It was no. It was National Night Out last night. Did you guys do anything?
Not a thing.
No, where I live, we stay at home and guard our belongings.
Really? There's no National Night Outs because you're in Frogtown, right?
Right.
Yeah, I used to live in Frogtown. We used to have.
There was one, but it was more like Midway.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
no, we know better.
We didn't. we didn't go to ours either.
Yeah.
We didn't go to ours either, even though it looked like a fun night. But and again, I complain about not knowing my neighbors, and last night would have been perfect. Although
Right.
what's funny? My ex-husband's ex-wife lives a block away, so both of his ex-wives are within a block of each other. And no, seriously,
And where is
Funny.
he's on the other side of Lake Street.
he? Oh my God.
I know. It was
That's-
really funny. So I started renting this lower duplex, right? And Ken, my ex, and his wife, Crystal, were looking for a new house. And I hear all this through my son.
Right.
He says, Dad and Crystal are going to buy a house. And he laughed and he said, they really actually like the one that's a block away from you. It's just, one street over, and put it this way, when they grilled, I could hear him laugh when they grilled in the backyard.
Wow.
And then eventually their marriage was no longer, right? But the Crystal's still there. So we're all in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
But it's a great neighborhood, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's walking distance to the lakes and
Right.
and everything you need. So I mean, I don't blame them, but it was pretty funny that nice
Yes.
for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice for the kids because we're all there. But
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we had the Burbs.
she's the only
did-
neighbor I know. What am I going to do? Hey, want to hang out?
I actually know everyone surrounded by me.
Yeah.
I know that's all. You don't need to know anyone else.
No, you don't. You don't need to know anyone else. But people, I kind of miss. I had friends, Mitch and Leah, when I was my second marriage, and I do miss Mitch and Leah. I used to see them all the time. We would organize a weekly kickball game for the kids.
Yeah.
Mitch and I did, and Leah and I would work out together. So we'd get up at 5 a.m. We'd go to the gym together.
Yeah.
And that was nice. And we'd go shopping. And we never did the whole cow thing. I've heard of neighbors doing that,
Yeah.
where you buy an entire
Yeah.
beast and then divvy it up.
Yeah.
That seems very...
That's what the Mexicans do with their family, just their family. They go in and buy a whole cow and divvy it up.
Yeah, and that's and then you have
is
the
it that much
freezer.
cheaper?
Well, the quality of the meat that you get is really awesome. We were doing a grass fed. Apparently, the animal was grass fed. I didn't, see the paperwork on it.
They're happy cows taste better.
Well,
They
do.
They
Yeah.
do.
And
that's true.
that I could segue right into the other topic that concerns me. Have you talked to the chicken? Does he know he's free range?
Cares about chickens.
There you go. Anyways, what can I say? I go all over the place. And no, I'm not on meds. Thank you. Yeah, so what the heck was I talking about? Yeah, we go in on this cow. It's like an annual event. It brings us closer together, I guess. And so this lady that's got the pool was the one but I've been cut out of the cow situation this year.
Oh.
So I'm not really mad
Why do
about
you think
it.
they cut you
Yeah.
out?
Oh.
Do you feel sad?
No, I don't feel sad. I think what's happened is our families have grown. We all used to have coffee together on a weekly basis, like 5 years ago. And some of those moms had to get jobs. I was always working, and I always had Thursdays off, so we would get together, and it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you what happened that really, and this is just indicative of when you lose touch with people. In the winter, last
Yes.
year or 2 years ago, her husband got cancer. I didn't know. We don't go to the same church. That's not stuff that she puts on Facebook. And they were financially devastated. And the girl next to her was financially, both families went through horrible things. And I didn't know about any of this, because when you see people, it's a Minnesota nice wave in the winter.
Right.
And we don't go through the call and say, hey, how are you really?
I don't know that that's Minnesota nice, though.
You
Is
just
that
think
really
it's
Minnesota
Survival.
nice?
Yeah, it's just maybe
It's
it's just
survival of
being
winter.
busy. Yeah, survival.
I think
Yeah,
Karen
yeah.
is more Minnesota. Karen J, because you were saying you only really have to know. You only have to know the ones that are immediate to you.
Yeah.
That's all you have to know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Minnesota nice.
Yeah.
Is it?
Like just enough. What's Minnesota nice to you, Karen?
To me, it's like being overly polite, not saying how you really feel, talking behind people's backs, people with anger issues that are passive aggressive. So a lot of shitty behavior,
Yeah.
but with a smile. You know what I mean?
Instead of being really who you are.
Like it's the opposite of me, because I'm not those things. You know?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's the exact opposite of okay. So Minnesota nice to you is you're just being plain spoken. I know the neighbors completely surrounding me, and that's all I need to know, and I don't really care about the rest.
That's
of
just
them.
me being honest about it.
Yeah. And so somebody who's being Minnesota nice would say, "But I know this person and that person, this person, that person. So I don't give a shit about them, but I know them all, and I know right."
Yeah.
They wouldn't even
something
say
like
I
that.
don't give a shit about them, except for behind their back maybe. But to their
Right,
face, they'd be
right.
like, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" You know what I mean?
Have you ever? When's the last time you experienced Minnesota nice?
Oh my God, on Facebook just the other day.
What happened?
I'm doing this contest, right, to be on this reality TV show.
Are you really?
Shut up, Boston. I know you're judging me right now. Yeah, it's called The Fashion Hero. And you
I'm
have to pay
I'm not judging you.
you have to pay $1 to vote. But you can vote, more than once. All the donations go to charity, like Make-A-Wish.
Uh huh.
So,
I'm just
I
mad
posted
that
it. I posted it on Facebook a couple times. I was like, "Hey, vote for me, whatever, blah blah blah." So people are like messaging me, "Hey, I voted for you," or even posting underneath, "I voted for you." And of course, I'm checking. I go, "Look, no, they're not." And then I would like private message them and say like, hey, are you sure you voted? Because, like, did you use PayPal? Do you have a confirmation code? Because I want to make sure that it gets through.
Right.
And then they're, like, giving me all this bullshit, even lying
Right.
again, you know? And I'm
Right.
just like, I don't understand why people lie. Like, they
Because
don't want
they
to hurt
wanted
your
to
feelings.
seem magnanimous. They wanted to seem generous and magnanimous
Yeah.
on Facebook, and then not.
And
Right,
nice.
But they thought I wouldn't be able to tell.
But it's only $1.
right.
It's only $1, so that is
same
weird.
thing with like my fan page. Okay, like people will say, "Hey, I liked your fan page. Will you like mine?" And then I don't know if people know this, but like you can see when you have a fan page, you can, see who the new likes
You can see
are.
the fans are. Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, you didn't. And I do call them out on it. Like, hey, don't tell me that you did something if you didn't do it. Mm-hmm. You know.
Sometimes I don't call people out on stuff because I think it's more trouble than it's worth.
I just like to so that they know I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
I
I
can
and then
totally
I
see that,
and then I go
yeah.
on like their page and I find
Yeah.
out that they didn't actually like mine. You know?
Right. I just
Which is
kind of.
maybe spiteful, but I don't care.
Well, I don't know if it's spiteful. You're just.
It's just kind of like, don't tell me that you did something. Like, don't volunteer to me that you went and liked my page and then ask if I'll like yours when you didn't do it. To me,
I went to a
that's-
church function.
Yeah.
Here was something that that made me feel really bad.
Yeah.
And I never went back. I was looking for a church years ago, and it was maybe like 1993, 94. And I thought, well, a church is a good community builder. A church is a good. I feel like I wanted the community, the sense of community. I wanted a place for the kids to hang out. I do have some really good memories of Gustavus Adolphus Lutheran Church from the east side there.
Yeah.
But and so I thought, I guess I want my kids to have that. So I was looking for a church, and I thought, oh, this would be an easy way because all of my volunteer work, all my volunteerism can go through this avenue. And so I joined the ladies group, the ladies aid group, and we were having a dinner. And we made this dinner, and it was for people in the community who might not have groceries,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so, and I'm a restaurant person, and I can cook, and I can cook for a crowd, and I know how to do it. It's what did we say in the car on the way over here? It's all about the prep, you know.
is.
I
Yeah.
and I was
All
just
about the prep.
cranking it out, right?
Yeah.
And I was in the back, and I thought, well, and I'm a server too, so I can get out there. And so I really had my head down, and I wasn't talking to any of the ladies, and I was kind of new, and I didn't dress up
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
for the event, and all of the ladies were dressed up. And I thought, well, I'm going to be in a kitchen, and the
Yeah.
basement doesn't look very fancy.
Right.
So whatever. I mean, I think I wore cargo pants and a white T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I heard one of them talking about me, and I thought, well, you know,
Yeah.
screw you. You know,
Yeah.
seriously, like I'm gonna get big cans of beans all over my nice clothes. No, there's
Right.
no aprons
Right.
here. I'm just going to do this. I don't. You
Church
know.
isn't supposed to be about appearances, anyways.
Yeah,
But
and,
it is.
And
Yeah.
so, anyway, so I just kept my head down and I kept the work, and I thought, well, maybe I'll find a few friends here, but I'll do this afterwards because we're gonna have to clean up, and it's after everybody's eaten and maybe taken a little goodie bag home. And there was music playing, and then a couple of the women that were diners that came to eat dinner. You know, they
Yeah.
had their kids there. There was like somebody had playing some music on the radio, and a couple of ladies got up and started dancing, and they were dancing with each other, and it was kind of sexual, right? I mean, it
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
sexual, but I mean, it was very sexy dancing.
Yeah.
And a couple of the church ladies were looking disparagingly, but then also started laughing at it.
Oh.
And they were laughing, and they were laughing at the women who were dancing, like you know, like they were stupid, or you know, they didn't know that it was inappropriate. And I thought, well, you know, if you were hungry and then all of a sudden you came to this nice warm basement and your kids had a place to play and everything was, you know,
Right.
you know, and I thought you'd probably be happy enough to dance. And if that was your style of dance, you might not even register that, you know, it looked sexual to another person. You know what I mean? It just it just made me super uncomfortable because I thought I don't want, first of all, I don't like these women to think. I distanced myself from the women because I thought the women who were laughing, because I thought I don't want to be a part of that. You know, no. And I never went back. But
Yeah.
That to me was Minnesota nice.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like let me give you this, let me give you this meal, and then let me
Stab you
laugh
in the
at you
back.
when you're happy
Yes.
because of it.
Yes.
Or that
Yeah.
could just be being a bitch.
Well, right. I mean, they, but then they were at the end of the night, yes, and they get to go home and feel like they did the community a great favor,
Right.
which they did, but not really.
See, it would have been
they're-
so cool if everybody just would have joined those ladies dancing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would have just been so cool because I don't know. The church thing is such a funny deal. You get. I've had the same very similar experiences to what you're saying, and I help cook in a kitchen at church. It's the thing I do because like you, I have a food background, and it is all about the prep. And it's a lot of fun. And I'm the type that there's 4 or 5 of us that are the mainstay, but we always try to invite new volunteers. And you need to be very aware of the fact that this is new for them. They don't know you. Make them feel welcome. Make them want to
Right.
come back, right? Isn't that what church and community is all about? But man, I don't know whether it's like women, because I asked my husband, have you had these same experiences at church and other things we've done where do the boys get catty? You know what I'm saying? And start that pointing the finger thing, and it just makes you not want to go back. It's like when I was talking to a friend a couple weeks ago because the church we go to is going through some changes, and I said you just want to ask people blunt questions. You don't want to be, hi, everything's going well, and Minnesota nice about what's happening at our church. You want to ask them like, are you really going to come back next fall or what? Are you just ticked off at things? I want to know. I want to know which chicks are coming back to my prayer group. Thank you. Okay, I've gone off a tangent on your story, but it's kind of
we
the
were
same
talking
thing,
about Minnesota nice.
Yeah, it's just, I'd rather you pull me aside and tell me how you feel. Don't sit there going. Pss, pss, pss,
Have
pss,
you
pss,
ever-
pss,
Like it's huge. Gossip is huge. Like
Yeah.
like in the
Especially
comedy
in
scene,
church.
people are good set behind their back. They go out to smoke and they sucked. They ate shit. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
I don't engage in it.
I know, but I'm saying it happens all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like to.
I don't like it either.
Makes me anxious.
I got to tell you, I was at a club last night, or an open stage, and it was refreshing because we all went out afterwards to smoke, and it was good set, fun, and then I didn't hear
smoke?
any of that. No, but I hang with the smokers when everybody. Hey,
It
when
is more
everybody-
fun to hang with the
yeah,
smokers.
no, if
It's
everybody's
true.
going,
because we're fun.
Yeah, it was the end of the show.
I'm an
and
ex-smoker.
It was all over, and I have this thing where I got to stay and watch everybody at the open stage. If I'm gonna bother going, I don't like to go in and out, in and out. I stay. I do my writing in the corner with who's ever hanging. But we all went out. It was great. We didn't hear any of that.
Yeah.
And then I looked around and I go, oh, it's only, I said, this is cool. I mean, people were supportive of each other. And, maybe after I left, they talked about me. We had an interesting thing happen, though. A guy came from out of nowhere, and he was looking for cash, like he was homeless or something. And he says, I have my 10-month-old daughter in the car, and I need cash to go get gas.
Oh, jeez.
And one of the guys said to him, I can't give you cash, but I will go get you gas in your gas tank. He didn't have the gas tank with him. And the guy goes, no, I need cash. And there were like 15 of us standing there. And the guy picked me, right? Because I'm the chick standing there. And I said, I'm agreeing with him. And I will definitely make sure that happens for you. If you need gasoline, we will get you gasoline. But I'm not giving you cash. And the guy bolted. And it was kind of a cool sense of community at that moment. And I know it made everybody feel uncomfortable. But it was nice not to have the gossip because I know what you mean. I don't want to engage in it. I just walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel icky, right? We're all,
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, where the heck were we?
We were talking about Minnesota nice. Have
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever how do you diffuse it? Have you ever, when somebody's tried to,
I call people out, and then they usually don't talk to me after that.
Well,
do you?
yeah.
You say it. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I'll say, like, what's
Yeah.
your problem? Why are you like? How can you take pleasure in someone else's pain? And then they just like, well, I guess I can't talk to you.
I did that once.
yeah.
No, because to me it's disgusting, especially when women do it to other women. That's the worst to me. And my daughter would say, well, that's the patriarchal society we live in, and that's why women do that. But no, women should not do that to each other.
I think it's because it's a habit and they don't break it. And that theory of, okay, it's 30 days to break a habit. And I think that people just get into it and they don't even think about it. I mean, I've had the chance to manage people, and I know I've just seen gossip destroy teams of people. And it can be stuff that is so totally not true. But, what I found was when people are being really nice to me and I don't believe them, I wait until there's a moment when I don't embarrass them in front of people and I go, okay, I'm picking up the vibe here that you're really not doing well. Come clean. And if they still give me the, no, I'm really okay, I'm like, I'm just not buying it. Feel free to call me. And I don't engage anymore because I can't be around the crap. After a while, you just feel icky. You just, forget it. And then I start cracking jokes and embarrassing the heck out of people. And, maybe that's what they were waiting for. But,
Right.
say things to them like, if you could take your pants down right now and really get emotional, how would you feel? And that usually makes the,
Yeah, it usually does. We just stop talking.
Stop talking in the middle
yeah.
because Colleen's waving this whiteboard around with a question on it, and I wanted to see what it was.
Way to keep the magic up, Karen.
Thank you so much.
Boston.
Well, I mentioned that my
That
attention.
whiteboard. She got Grant a whiteboard.
Whiteboard,
so we can communicate.
Hey,
without
I'm a
having
real
to-
big gifter,
No.
Well, we'll have to get a bigger one. That way, no, just
Not
kidding.
having hanging out with groups of guys. I always want, or being the one chick in the band, as it were. I've heard men talk about each other or talk trash or talk shit about each other, but that's what it's called. It's not called gossip. See what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like a different thing. They've raked them across the coals. They've talked trash or they've given each other shit, but they haven't gossiped.
But don't
Right,
they move
right.
on from there? They don't. It doesn't become the next time they get together. Oh,
Here's Bill, and this is what Bill is doing.
it's more like they talked about it yesterday. It's done.
Or they say it
You
to
know
their
what I
face. They give you shit to your face.
Yeah,
Give you shit to your face.
And then they punch each other and have a beer, and it's over with.
But
You know?
nobody looks anyone in the eye.
The guys, you mean?
Just nobody in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think anybody looks people in the eye. I mean, check it out sometime. Even Mark Dayton, who I really do have a secret crush on, he
Not
does
anymore,
not
'cause you just
look
looked into a
at
micro-
people in the eye.
We could take that secret, make it public.
I think
yeah.
that's happening more and more because of cell phones.
Yes.
Because we're
Yeah.
used to having something else
Yeah.
that's
Right.
taking our time away.
Right.
Ooh, that's a whole evening for conversation.
It is.
It
Yeah.
sure is.
It
Let's
is.
bring back cursive writing. Get rid of the phones.
So the difference between male and female on this and going into Minnesota Nice, certain amounts. I mean, I remember when I first heard about Minnesota Nice, I was in high school and I kind of got it. I thought, oh yeah, I get it. Oh, isn't that different?
Yep.
Isn't that different?
Yeah.
Which is a nice way of saying, yeah, it's different,
Isn't
and I
that
don't like
Not in a
it.
good
Right.
way.
Right. And thinking, well, I remember specifically the time that I wanted to embrace everything different. Right around being
Sure.
a teenager, I thought
Sure.
I want to be everything different. I want to see everything different because I don't want to have this tiny little world that is just this 20-mile radius, right?
Yep.
And but thinking about how women might handle that differently than men, because I think men engage in Minnesota Nice too. I don't think it's
Absolutely.
just a
Yeah.
female.
No, they
thing.
do.
Of course they
They
do.
do.
It's a learned behavior.
But we like if you were to, I don't want to say like act more like a man with it. I don't even know. Like I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying. Like, what does it mean to be ladylike? Why do you say that?
Cause what is a What is a lady? What is a man?
Just get honest. Just tell us how you feel. I mean, we per capita, we probably have more therapists and drug counselors in this state than any place on the planet, and we have one of the lowest populations. Seriously. I mean, we don't have that many people in the state. And it's always, I'm presenting two things here, but the first thing is just get honest. It's not, I don't think it's male or female. Tell me how you're feeling. You can't tell, don't play with me if you can't tell me how you feel.
But
like people say I'm not ladylike because I don't have a filter. I tell it like it is.
Is that not having a filter, or are you being honest?
I'm being honest.
Okay.
To me, that is having no filter.
To me, when you say you don't have a filter, to me it means more like you talk about inappropriate things.
Well, I don't know. Nothing's
You know.
inappropriate to me if it's
well,
what I'm feeling and it's honest.
yeah.
Then that's what's appropriate. I mean, who gets to determine what's appropriate and inappropriate
Right,
to talk about?
exactly.
I do,
That's a judgment
right?
call. That's a judgment call with people. And I had an employee tell me that I had no filter. And I cracked up laughing and I said, well, I'm the boss. And the information I just gave you might be coming through your filter in a different way, but everybody else got the message.
But I would agree that to a certain extent, all of us have no filter, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what is, back in the 50s or whatever, what was a lady supposed to be? Like polite, demure, skirts down to your knees.
I'm thinking
come
that's
on.
the beginning of Minnesota Nice, right?
Yeah, being polite, well-mannered. Come on, give me. I just want to vomit thinking of that,
Well, manners come in at a certain time, but, you don't have to fake it,
Some of the most frightening people to me are the ones who are able to look at you. I have a friend, and it's not really a friend, but it's somebody that I have occasion to see in a working capacity.
Yeah.
Maybe about once every 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? And there was a time I saw this person quite often probably in the 90s or early 90s. I saw them quite a bit, and because we'd go on the road together, but now it's, I'm not in that world. I'm not in the stand-up comedy world as heavily as I once was. And this person is always extremely polite to me, but I've heard them say stuff, and I've heard and people will come to me and they'll tell me this. A lot of it is absolutely, completely, not true, and some of it actually
the
is
opposite
true.
of how they present themselves.
Right, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a queer deal because enough of it is true, right?
Yeah.
And enough of it because some of it's true, right? So some of it does fit my personality, some of it's
Sure.
true, some of it I'd actually own up to, but like the most heinous parts of it are not.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, "Oh my god." So when other people
Stalkers.
are telling me, do you see what I'm saying? When
Oh,
other
yeah.
people are
I
telling
mean,
me what this
right.
person is saying,
I think anytime that you're like, you're not, you're not average, you're above average or whatever. You know what I mean? You're good at something. People are going to talk about you.
well,
And
I
the
don't
same
even
things
know.
have happened to me.
I don't even know,
you know?
how to handle this situation because then I see this person and they're perfectly polite to me.
Yeah.
And
you
I
just
think,
know it's
okay, well,
bullshit.
I'm just going to be polite right back because,
Right.
first of all, I don't want to get into it with you because at what point would it ever end? And it would just be a ridiculous feud, which I don't want to engage in,
Yeah.
right? And it would,
Right.
You have to pick your battles for sure.
Yeah, I don't even want to deal with it. But it's so like this person chills me to the bone because they're absolutely able to look me square in the eye. Like talk about eye contact.
Sociopaths.
Like what's scarier if somebody's able to look you in
Right.
the eye
Right.
and act like
I think that's the scariest part. I
Yeah.
mean, they're sociopaths. They don't have a conscience, so they can do that.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. I know a few too many people like that.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
Really?
having,
do too.
Having been a boss, I think that people get in a position when they're your employees where they just look you in the face and they say what they need to say because
So they
you're
wanna
the
punch
boss. And then later on, you know that you're going to be the target because not everybody likes you. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of an eerie feeling. It's kind of creepy. It's like I had to give the orders or whatever or the instruction and, they're all going, oh my God, they really want to flip you the bird, but they're being really nice to you. Oh yeah, we'll get that done. Thank you. Yeah, I don't mind. I really do. I hated it when they do that. I really don't mind. I've got a little extra time. I can get that done for you. And in the back of their mind, they've got a little doll and a knife in it on break.
would you
know?
rather that they just said this really sucks but I'll do it because you're my boss?
Yeah, I'd love that. I would love that every once in a while. I would
that's
love
what
that.
I would say. That's
I
what
would love
say.
it. I would love it. And I wouldn't write you up. Actually, where I worked, they had a policy on gossip for 250 people. I think that's so hysterical. And a lot of HR departments have that. Okay, I wonder if other HR departments in like say New Jersey or New England or Boston, yeah, we have a gossip policy.
Right.
I'll hit you. I'm just saying it like it is, Guido, tell me what the gossip policy is. Yeah, Wonder if Minnesota is the only state. Anyways, I've gone off topic, haven't I?
No, I don't think
okay.
so.
Minnesota
and
nice,
I hate to
yeah.
say, we were talking Minnesota nice. What does it mean to be a lady? All kinds of things tonight. But you know what I got to say? It's time to end the show.
Oh, gosh.
I know, I don't
So
like it either.
sad.
I don't like it either. But can I
Wow.
ask you one last question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most ladylike thing about you?
Most ladylike
Suzanne?
thing about me is I carry a hanky folded in my. I'm not going to tell you where, but I do. I carry a hanky.
Folded in my.
Well,
I'm
we
not
already
gonna
know
tell
you don't
where.
wear panties. Okay.
Well, at least it's dry.
Or is it?
And why am I thinking of a portable blow dryer for your purse? Thank you. Next.
What's the most ladylike thing about you, Karen J?
I guess I've been told I'm very maternal and nurturing, even with my friends.
Yes.
I don't know.
Maternal. What's the most ladylike thing about you, Boston?
My basketball and my underwear collection. What can I say?
What's the most ladylike thing about me? This apron that I'm wearing right now.
Oh my God.
It's
I'm
ruffled.
So jealous.
It's pink. It's got cupcake patterns all over it. I love it.
I'll keep looking for you guys for the
Thank
rest of
you
them. I
so
can only
much.
find
Thank you.
one.
Everybody, have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
The Spin the Neighbor ladies.
Bye.
Bye.